Hi, and welcome to the very first class of our 4-week course of breathwork and meditation to boost your immune system. I'm Christy Evers, owner and founder of Happily Meditated Academy, and I'm here to lead you through this course. I'm your lead teacher on this journey, and I'm so happy to have you here today. For those of you who know my story, you know that I started out with meditation to improve my outlook on life and my mental health. And as a byproduct of this wonderful practice of meditation and yoga, I learned that breath work and meditation is a super powerful tool for improving our own overall health as well as our mental health. So some caveats before we get started. I do want to make a note that in no way am I suggesting at all that you ditch your medications or your doctors just to solely use breathwork and meditation for your medical health needs. This is a great supplement to what you're already doing. Please always work with your practitioner. If you do choose to wean off of meds, please always do that with the partnership of your doctor to make sure that you're healthy in that transition. But I do want to share with you that breathwork and meditation is a very powerful tool. This is something that is gaining more and more popularity all over the world. Scientific studies are being done, and things that we've known for centuries already, these are practices that are ages old, are just now being supported through tests and findings and scientific studies to show what we've already known, that breath work and meditation have major effects on not just our mental health, but our overall body health. It can even change our own biochemical makeup and reverse some of the damage done through stress, trauma, and all types of things that our bodies and minds go through in this life. So let's get started a little bit more about this class. What we're going to do is we're going to talk today specifically about how breathwork and meditation can target our heart and our lungs. We're going to talk about what you need to know, how to sit. We're going to have I'm going to go over a little bit about a meditation that we're going to do since this is more of a class. I'm going to explain what we're going to do, why we're going to do it, how it actually helps specifically target the heart and the lungs. And then we're going to put it all together and we're going to do the meditation together. And then I'll tell you how that you can implement this throughout your week. So, the power of breath work and meditation. There was a time when meditation and breath work was just thought to be a bunch of woo-woo. It's, what does it really do for you? I mean, after all, we breathe as soon as we come out of the womb, correct? What can be special about breath work? We already breathe. So there's numerous studies that are conducted and even books and articles, numerous are being written about the positive health benefits of breath work and meditation and how it changes your body and it changes your mind. And just a little bit about me as well. I talked about how meditation and breath work helped my mental health. When I was younger, in my 20s, I would easily get sinus infections. I was sick all the time. I easily could get sick, at least 3 to 4 times a year. Now, since I started breath work and meditation, my health improves constantly. It's rare. It's very, very rare when I get sick. I did get sick the last time I was sick. It was almost a year ago, and the dreaded C word, COVID, went through my family, and I did get it. But but since everybody in the family had it, I noticed a big difference between how my body responded and say my husband's. And I'm a little bit older than my husband. And while I had a lot of the fatigue and a lot of that type of symptom, my respiratory issues were very, very mild, incredibly mild. I recovered very quickly. Anything to do with my breathing was not an issue, where my husband ended up coughing for months after. And it's not uncommon for a cold to go through my house, and I don't get it at all. I can feel some of the symptoms that my body is fighting something off, but nothing ever becomes of it. And I'm 100% convinced that it's because of my consistent practice of breath work and meditation that helps my body and supports my immune system to be able to fight these things off. And there's tons of studies being done now. I have my own personal experience, but you can't experience my experience. I haven't conducted scientific experiments on my experience, but there are colleges and universities that are doing and conducting these studies. And there's a study that there were 17 studies that shown breathing and exercise does help to improve your respiratory muscle function, even in patients with COPD. It's just really that powerful. You see, when our lungs develop, they develop, they don't develop till maturity until about the age of 20 to 25. Then we have about a good 10, 15 years until we reach about the age of 35. And that's when there's a natural aging decline that happens and what happens is naturally with age, our lung capacity and function starts to decline because of weakening of the muscles, weakening of the diaphragm, the elasticity and sponginess in our lungs starts to decline. But the good news is we can do things to counteract that. One of the reasons why those lung and muscles start to weaken is because we don't breathe properly. We don't use our diaphragm. We don't take in as much air to keep the expansion of our lungs and our lung capacity at its optimal usage. So breath work is an intentional workout for your lungs and your diaphragm to keep everything strong, healthy, so that you can continue to have proper function of your lungs as you age, and your lungs will not age as quickly. It also improves your blood flow, the oxygen I can't say that one today. The oxygen intake in your system. It purifies your blood. So for your heart health, it brings down your blood pressure. It has all kinds of amazing benefits for both your lungs and your heart. And the study that I had talked about on the previous screen, it suggests that there is really the consistent strength training with your breathing. It really can improve your blood pressure and reduce overall cardiovascular disease. And this is something that is being studied quite regularly now. And researchers are even finding that the results of slow breath training can be as effective as taking medications. Again, don't ditch your medications without your doctor. Don't want you to do that. But it is not uncommon for people who start to include breathwork and meditation as a regular practice. They are able to start weaning off of medications and sometimes getting completely off medications, of course, with the help of your doctor and consent of your doctor as well. So that's just how powerful breath work can be. And it even reduces your risk of certain things like stroke. They're finding that 35% have a reduced risk of stroke within 2 weeks, of just as little as 2 weeks. That's not very long for that big of a percentage with consistent daily breath training. And also, and again, for heart health, for lung health, exercise is important. You still want to implement that in your practice of your daily life because that's good for your overall body. But breath work is so efficient that they're finding that just 5 to 10 minutes of proper breath work is just as effective as 30 minutes of exercise. So that's really good news. If you don't have that much time to go to the gym, you can still take 5 to 10 minutes a day to do your breath work to help improve your health and still feel good about what you're doing, even if you can't make it to the gym every day. And the overall rise in people getting interested in meditation meditation is continuing to rise. More and more people are experiencing health benefits from breathwork and meditation, and especially in these days, when we're at an all-time high with the state of the things going on in the world, our stress levels are through the roof. We don't have as much support as people have had in the past with support systems of family and friends. So our stress is at all-time high. And when our stress is that high, our immune system starts to break down, and we have to be proactive and do what we can to step in and help out our bodies to reduce those chemicals that cause our immune system to start to break down, like cortisol. And we can step in and we can reduce those type of chemicals that start to break down our systems so that we can have an improved overall function. They're finding some of the statistics here that people with insomnia, their wake time is reduced, so it helps people with insomnia. Anxiety is reduced in about, I think, 60%. Even symptoms of PTSD are reduced quite a bit, and even for people with coronary disease, their hospitalization is reduced quite a bit with consistent breath work. All right, so now we know about the benefits. I've told you my own personal story with my improvement in health, and then the scientific studies of how great breath work is, and just also so here's a book that I would like to recommend. You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Get this right. There you go, Dr. Joe Dispenza. This is a great book. He is a doctor that talks a lot about the science behind breathwork and meditation, and he goes into a lot more detail. He even conducts his own studies just on how effective breathwork and meditation is, and I've learned a lot from him, and you will all see a lot of his teachings are what I implement in my own sequences that I put together for people, and you'll even see that today. So what you're going to need to know before we get started, just try to find a comfortable place where you can sit and relax. You can be in a chair, you can sit on the floor. The main thing is that you can sit somewhere where your spine can be comfortably erect. The reason why, of course, since we're going to be doing the breath work, a nice erect spine, your shoulders back, it gives your lungs, your rib cage, your diaphragm the most optimal position to function. It allows your lungs to take in as much air as possible. It allows your belly to expand as much as it needs to and to go in. It's another reason we're slouched a lot with our computer screens and our phones. When we start to make our rib cage and our core smaller, we're not able to properly breathe. And what happens over time is stale air gets trapped and caught in our lungs and our system, and that causes some problems. And so when we breathe properly, that's just going to help our overall lung and heart health. So that straight, comfortable spine, shoulders back a bit, is really key. So whether you're on a floor or in a chair, that doesn't matter. Just make sure you have that comfortably straight spine. And in this one, we are going to do some hand movements during some parts of the meditation and breath work. I'll give instructions on what to do, but when there is no instructions of what to do, you can place your hands on your lap or your knees, whatever is comfortable. And as much as possible, try to find a quiet space where you can just be fully present, and light a candle, set yourself a nice atmosphere to get as much enjoyment from this as possible. So here, just a little bit more before we go in. So for our heart, a recent study was published, and when it was conducted at the University of Colorado in Arizona, they did show that breathing training from the diaphragm, which is the core muscle responsible for your breathing, it helps to boost heart health, and it does lower blood pressure. And in that study too, with the lungs, over time, like I was talking about, stale air does build up. That leaves less room for the diaphragm to contract and bring in fresh oxygen. And with the diaphragm not working to full capacity, the blood starts to use other muscles in the neck, back, and chest for breathing. So, that can cause some tension in those muscles. And it also contributes to lower oxygen levels and less reserve for exercise and activity. So when you practice breath work regularly, it helps to rid the lungs of the accumulated stale air. It increases those oxygen levels, and it helps to get that diaphragm to return to its job of helping you breathe, and it helps it to strengthen as well. So, we talked about how the diaphragm weakens as you age, and this helps to keep your diaphragm nice and strengthened. Before we get going to some of the contraindications or things you may need to talk to your doctor about. If you're pregnant, some of the breath work, it may not be for you. If you have had a recent surgery or injury, like especially in the abdominal area, you may not be wanting to do some of the deep, heavy breathing that we're going to do. If you do have heart or respiratory disease, of course, breath work can help. But depending on what it is and where you are in your treatment, you may want to check with the doctor to make sure this type of breathing is for you at this point. And if not, talk to your doctor when you can start implementing it, because it is helpful when you are at a safe place to do so. And also any seizures or panic disorders, again, sometimes breath work can be a trigger. So if you do have any of these areas of concern, please talk to your doctor first. You know your body best. If you need to make any adjustments, such as maybe breathing slower or that sort of thing, you know your body. Just listen to your body, talk to your doctor if you do have any concerns. Just want to make sure that you're safe. This is generally safe for most people, but those are just a few areas you might want to be aware of just in case. All right, so what I'm going to teach you today is what I call the River of Life sequence. This is a sequence I've put together, so if you do a Google, you're not going to find that anywhere else. So it's a 3-part meditation that focuses on your heart and lungs. First, what we're going to do is we're going to calm our body and mind. When we talked about how our immune system breaks down because of high cortisol levels and the other effects of what stress has on our body, it's always best to start with calming your body and mind, because your body is not going to get into a place where all your cells and organs are going to start communicating properly together until those stress levels start to go down. So we're going to start by calming the body and the mind. Then we'll go into a specific breath work sequence and also visualization. Again, I talked about this book, You're the Placebo. He talks about a lot of these things. If you'd like to go in deeper, this is a great book to learn that a little bit more of the whys. So the focus and calm, we're going to start also by setting our intentions during this time. And with the breath work, the 2 things that we're going to do, sequences of what's called bellows breath or Bhastrika. If you talk about pranayama, this is a very important breath work practice in yoga and meditation. And bellows breath, it leads to oxygenation, which helps your blood circulation, and it also enhances the efficiency of your lungs. And we're going to do that in combination with bumblebee breath, where we're going to do some arm motions that are going to target the 3 lobes of your lungs, lower, middle, and top. And then once we've done a few sequences of those, we're going to go into a time where we're more still and quiet, and we're going to do some visualization. Many experiments on visualization have proven that when you concentrate on a specific area of your body, it stimulates that region in the brain that governs that part of your body. And you keep doing this, there are going to start to be physical changes. And again, that is an actual quote. Well, I paraphrased some of it from this book, You Are the Placebo. And it talks about how that visualization and placing your awareness and concentration on that area is going to start creating positive effects. So here we go. We're going to go back here, and let me start telling you a little bit about how each of these sections are going to work, and then we're going to practice it together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to calm our body, and we're also going to learn how to breathe properly. And that is through what's called baby's breath or diaphragmatic breathing. So what we're going to do first, I'd like you to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And I'd like you to take, and again, keep your back comfortably erect. Okay. And I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe in, I want you to feel your belly expand, your chest expand. And hold for just a second and then breathe out. And as you breathe out, feel your belly pulling into your spine, your chest deflating. So you in and breathe in again. As your chest goes up and your belly goes out, you're using that diaphragm, you're strengthening it, you're increasing your lung capacity the deeper you breathe. And breathing out, again, using that diaphragm by pulling that belly in. And the more you breathe out, the more of that stale air you're getting out of your system. Breathing in and out. This is again and again. This is called baby's breath because this is how babies naturally breathe. We come out of the womb, breathe out. Breathing properly, breathing calmly. And over time, we lose that ability. We breathe shallowly. So now we're taking time, breathe in again to work that diaphragm, expand those lungs, keeping them strong, oxygenating our blood out. Breathe in again. And out. All right, so that's going to be the first part of our meditation that we'll do. The second part of the breath work, we're going to do bellows breath with the bumblebee breath or Brahmari. So what we're going to do, I'll show you how to do bellows breath and what we're going to do for the bumblebee breath. So bellows breath is pretty simple. We are going to do hand motions with this one. So what you're going to do is have your hands by your side, up, shoulder level. And with our arms, what we're going to do is to just go up and down, up, down. Okay. So when your arms go up, what I want you to do with your inhale through your nose is breathe in like don't get your whole body into it. Just breathe in very forcefully. So hands go up and you inhale forcefully. So now, next time you go down, I want you to breathe out of your nose forcefully. So in, out. So it's like you really want to feel that air. It's like you're sucking in something and out. You feel that force of air coming out. So in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So that is the bellows breath. And what we're going to do, we're going to do a round of about 10 to 15 repetitions of that. And then you're going to go ahead and put your hands on your waist. This is where we're going to do our bumblebee breath. And we're going to do some arm motions. First, we'll start with the breath. The breath, it's called bumblebee breath because it sounds like a bumblebee. This is a very effective breathing technique. As a matter of fact, I've used it with my daughter. My daughter has very severe anxiety. When she has panic attacks, her heart rate starts to race. She starts to feel like she can't breathe sometimes. One time she came to me, she felt a panic attack coming on. She was older, she's been through this before, so we kind of know the signs. A lot of times this has landed her in the emergency room, but she's starting to learn how to control that. And there was one time she started feeling her heart rate was starting to race. She came to me, she's like in the middle of the night, she's like, Mom, will you do some breathing exercises with me? My heart rate is starting to go crazy. And so I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And, of course, since we've been through this enough, I knew it was, we had time before we had to go to the emergency room. So I showed her how to do bumblebee breath. And within 5 minutes, her heart rate started to go down. She started to calm down. So this bumblebee breath has even extra significance to me because it's helped so much with my daughter, and it saved us trips to the emergency room because it's started to bring all of her vitals down and calm her panic attack. So the way we do bumblebee breath is I want you to imagine placing your tongue, well, don't imagine, but put put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. You can't really see in my mouth, but just imagine, like there's a straight line going down through your head. Imagine just putting the tip of your tongue on that area where that line would go down, like that. All right. And then I want you to um, breathe out as if you were saying maybe the word om or something. So like, mm. So it makes a nice humming sound. And like when you try to say the word om with your tongue on the top of the roof of your mouth, it makes the perfect humming, buzzing sound. So let's try it together. Breathe in, tongue on the top of your roof of your mouth and out. Mm. Okay, so you can feel that vibration in your head. So while you're going to do this, I want you to put your hands on your hips, all right? The reason why is your hands on your hips. This activates the lower lobe of your lungs, okay? And so we breathe in and out. And we'll do that a few times. And then what we do is put your hands on your shoulders like this. If you're able to, if not, just if you have any mobility issues, just do a variation that is comfortable for you. But this position helps more. It opens up the middle lobe. And so we will do the bumblebee breath again. Hmm. And then the last of that, we will put our hands on the back of our head like this. This helps open up more the upper lobe of our lungs. And we'll do it again. Hmm. All right. So that's the sequence that we'll do for the breath work portion. And then what I'll do is I'll lead you then, once we're done with the breathwork session, we'll go into the last where we're going to sit more still. You can have your hands on your lap or your knees or by your side. And what we're going to do is we'll repeat some mantras. I'm going to want you to think of your heart and your lungs being as healthy as they can be. I want you to visualize the blood flowing healthy and free, imagining clear arteries, clear lungs, healthy lungs, beautiful pink, the color they should be, full and young, and a nice strong diaphragm. So we're going to place that awareness. So like we said in that, the quote from this book, and we're just going to place all that awareness there and allow our minds and our bodies to respond um, to these areas with positive affirmation and visualization. So let's go ahead and we'll begin. All right, so go ahead, making sure your spine is comfortably erect. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly, calming our body and our mind, placing a slight smile on your face. You take a nice deep breath in and out, feeling that belly coming back in towards your spine. Another deep breath in. Feel the belly and chest expanding. And out. Back in. And out. And in. And out. In for about a count of 5. And out for a count of 10. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, 5. Out 10. Go ahead and keep breathing on your own like this for a few more minutes. As you breathe out, notice how tension drips and droops and dissolves away from your shoulders, trickles out away from your spine. With every out breath, become more and more calm. Keeping that slight smile on your face, enjoying each breath. Go ahead and finish this round of your breathing. When complete, you can return your hands to your knees or your lap. You can open your eyes as we move to our breath work. Putting your arms up by your shoulders, keeping your spine still comfortably erect. And then breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. If you can, a little faster. Very good. Placing your hands on your hips, your tongue on the roof of your mouth, breathing in. Make the humming sound on the way out. Breathe in again. And out. One more time in. And out. Very good. Now placing your hands on your shoulders or a modification to what's comfortable for your range of motion. Take a deep breath in, tongue on the roof of your mouth, and humming on the out breath. Deep breath in and out. One last breath in and out. Very good. And moving on to opening our upper lobe of our lungs, hands behind your head, spine straight. Again, if you need to make any modifications, you may. Deep breath in, tongue on the roof of your mouth, humming out. Deep breath in and out. Last time in and out. Very good. Placing your hands on your knees or your lap. Take time to connect with your breath at a normal, even pace. We'll do one more round of the bellows breath with the bumblebee after. So hands at your side, up by your shoulders, and in, out, in, out. Very good. Hands down at your hips. A deep breath in. Buzzing sound out. Deep breath in and out. Last deep breath in and out. Very good. Now placing your hands on your shoulders to activate the middle lobe. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Last one in and out. Activating the upper lobe with hands behind your head. A deep breath in and out. And if you do find at any point you're getting dizzy, you can return to just a normal breath. But if you're fine, go ahead, take another deep breath in and out. Our last deep breath in, make it a good one. Breathe in as much as you can. Feel that lung expand as much as possible. And out. Really feel that air getting out of that lung. Feel that belly pulling in towards your spine, getting out that air. And return your hands now to your lap or your knees. Feeling your breath returning back to a place of calm, natural pace. Feel that smile on your face, knowing that you've done something great for your body, expelling that old, stale air, strengthening your diaphragm, oxygenating your blood, Did something great for your heart and your lungs today. Just imagine your heart in your mind's eye. See that blood running freely through those arteries and veins, those strong muscles in your heart pumping, beating, giving you that life force. And as you breathe in, I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in and just think, I'm aware of my heart. As you breathe out, just think, I love my heart. Breathing in, I love my heart. I am aware of my heart. And out, I love my heart. I'm aware of my heart. And out, I love my heart. With each in-breath, continue to think, I'm aware of my heart. I love my heart. One more time, breathing in, I'm aware of my heart. I love my heart. Place your awareness now on your lungs, being aware of all three lobes, the lower, middle, and upper. How you've taken time to care for each one today. How you've expelled some of that stale air that's been trapped. How you've opened up your chest and your spine to allow all parts of your lungs to have full range of motion. Your lungs are so happy with you right now. Just imagine your lungs being full, youthful, healthy, being thankful of each breath that you have, being in awe of how amazing that part of our body is, how it works. And we don't even have to think about it. Our lungs breathe for us. So breathe in and out. And as you breathe in, just think, I'm aware of my lungs. And out. Breathing in, I'm aware of my lungs. And out, I love my lungs. In, I'm aware of my lungs. And out, I love my lungs. Continue on breathing on your own. The mantra, aware of my lungs and out. I love my lungs. Each time filling up those lungs Each time out, imagining all that stale air going out, rejuvenating, reviving, strengthening those lungs. One last deep breath in. And just when you think you can't breathe in enough, breathe in a little bit more. And a forceful breath out of your mouth. Another deep breath in. More. And out. One last one. Make it really good. Breathe it in. Deeper. Deeper. And out. And out more. And more. And return your breath now to a normal state. You can start to bring your awareness back into your body, wiggling your fingers, your toes. Take your time opening your eyes when you're ready. You can loosen up your neck. Welcome back. I hope you really enjoyed today's time. Go ahead and stretch those arms. Raise them above your head. Bring your hands down in front of your heart space. Thank you so much for joining in today. I'm very proud of you. You've done a lot of great work on both your heart and your lungs, bringing in that oxygen, getting out that stale air, doing great things to reverse the signs of aging in your lungs, giving your lungs and heart strength, supporting your immune system and your health by doing these simple techniques. So your homework for this next week is I would like you to do this sequence every day. Start by doing the baby's breath, getting into a nice calm state, then doing at least 2 to 3 repetitions of bellows breath along with the 3 hand motions of the bumblebee breath, and then ending by going into a time where you visualize your heart and lungs being as healthy as possible, being grateful for your heart and lungs, being grateful for each heartbeat, being grateful for each breath, taking time to focus and place your awareness on those areas so that your those parts of your brain will start really working overtime to be able to go and support those areas. So thank you. Next week, we will have our second class. And again, if you're unable to make the live class, that's fine. I'll be able to send out a recording to you. And please join me on happilymeditated.yoga, my website for my meditation school, and also school for yoga as well. It's great if you want to deepen your personal meditation and yoga practice, whether you're just a student or you're a teacher in training, or if you're already a certified yoga or meditation teacher, there's additional classes that will help you improve upon what you already know and your skill set that you already have. We have additional classes, we have retreats, we have coaching. Please connect with me on Facebook if you haven't already, on YouTube and Instagram. On YouTube, I do have some recordings of meditations that you might find useful, some artistic ones, some that have to do with breathing, gratitude, doing shadow work. There's a multitude of different types of meditations there already. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a blessed day. Namaste.